Hi, I'm Calvin DeMitt, and I'm a senior humanities major, and welcome back to our summer interview series. Today I'm sitting down with the fabulous Kim Wheeler. Hi Kim, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell a little bit about your title on campus and your role?
I serve the university as the Director of Alumni Relations.
Okay, and that's a relatively new position for you. When did you start that?
Yes, it is. I transitioned into this role at the first of the year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, and what's a day in your life like?
Well, not typical nowadays. So a typical day in the Alumni Relations Office is, of course, contacting alumni, trying to schedule events for them to attend for engagement, and we always want to have alumni on campus. So trying to come up with opportunities for alumni to come back home and see what the campus has become since they were here.
Very cool. How did you get to LCU?
So I am from Panhandle, Texas, and LCU was really the only school that was ever on my radar. I have an older brother and sister that came to school at LCU, and so growing up, they are 8 and 9 years older than me. So growing up, it was always my goal to come to LCU. So I was excited when I finally had the opportunity to come, and it's been a long time since I was here, but even a greater experience was being able to come back and actually work here. So that has, being a student here was wonderful, but having the opportunity to come back and be on staff has been fabulous.
That's very cool. What is a simple memory that brings you joy?
A simple memory, it would have to be, of course, involve my kids. I've got 3 kids that are now 26, 24, and 22. And so actually having been through raising them and the times that you think were the hardest, when they're crawling on your leg and, you know, what am I going to fix for dinner? Fish sticks for dinner or for lunch? Which one are you going to do?
Or both.
Or both. Those times were really were very precious. Yeah. And so I think about times with my kids when they were little, and that brings me most joy. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. If there were a zombie apocalypse and you had to choose 2 people and a place to go on campus, who would you choose and where would you go?
Oh my. So I would have to take Rambo with me, Sylvester Stallone, of course. Who better to battle zombies in apocalypse than Rambo? So, I don't know, probably the other person, it would have to be Bobby Flay, I guess.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You got somebody to protect you and somebody to cook for you.
That's fair.
What else do you need?
That's fair. And where would you go?
Where would I go? Well, I suppose I would have to go to the CAF, right?
That's
For Bobby
yeah.
to cook.
That's fair.
Yeah, something.
All right. Then our last question. What is an epic fail or a valley in your life that now you realize you had to go through in order to be where you are?
Well, this isn't really a valley, but at the time was pretty much an epic fail that has turned back, has now become a very good memory for us that went through it. So my son Connor studied abroad 1 year in college and lived in Germany. So we decided to go visit him for Christmas 1 year. And we had made all of the arrangements to go, and I thought this is going to be a perfect time to live like the locals and experience it. So we spent 3 or 4 days in Paris, and I thought, well, let's just do an Airbnb there. Well, when we got to Paris, it was late at night and it was raining, and the person that in the cab didn't know where to take us, so he just dropped us off somewhere in the middle of Paris. We had no idea where we were, and here we were dragging our suitcases along, and there was an angel dropped out of the sky in the form of a lady that just stopped and asked us. Luckily, she speaks English.
Yes.
And she said, "You look like you're lost. Can I help you?" And so we explained the situation to her, gave her the address of the apartment that we were supposed to stay in. And she was kind enough to call us another cab, tell that person in French where we needed to go. And so when we got to the apartment, we were able to get in, but there was no heat, there was no electricity.
Oh, goodness.
And this was in the middle of December. So longer story that we ended up getting all of those things fixed, and that is one of the best experiences that we'd ever had as a family. So we still have a little apartment in Paris that we talk about visiting ever so often.
I love that. I love the French people are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, Kim. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks, Calvin.